Hello, my name is Chantel Martinez, and this is my EDUC 526 final presentation at Azusa Pacific University with Dr. Joanne Gilbreth, Fall 2, 2012. I am extremely proud to say that I've officially earned a California multiple subject teaching credential and a master's degree in education, digital teaching and learning. It has been a difficult journey for me, and if it wasn't for the amazing support system my family has continuously provided me with, I honestly don't know if I would have been able to achieve this major accomplishment. My desire to further my education began back in 2003 when I graduated from Rosemary High School and began attending Rio Hondo Community College, working towards an Associate of Arts degree in Corrections. After completing half the required courses, I had a change of heart and switched to studying child development. In 2006, I transferred to California State University of Los Angeles and began working towards earning my bachelor's degree in child development. I decided I wanted to make the best of my college experience and become actively involved on campus. I joined the sorority Delta Phi Sigma and made amazing memories and friendships that will last me a lifetime. I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Child Development in 2009 with the intentions of beginning a master's program as soon as possible. I began looking into numerous programs but decided to put school on hold when I found out I was pregnant. On August 3, 2010, I gave birth to the most beautiful and amazing baby girl. Amaya Danielle is truly my gift from the Lord. She has brought wholeness to my life and continues bringing happiness to my days. Due to some misfortunes, I chose to raise my child as a single mother, and because of this, pursuing my master's degree was more important now than it had ever been in the past. My main reason for striving to earn this degree was so that I can provide for my child and give her the best life possible. Since I began working as an instructional assistant back in 2006, I knew I definitely wanted to be a teacher. After looking into numerous master's and teaching credential programs, I applied for Azusa Pacific University and began my first module of the Master's in Education and Teaching Credential program in April of 2011. I remember coming home from my first night of school and telling my mom that I was having second thoughts about going back. Being that my daughter was only 5 months old and that I was working 2 part-time jobs, achieving a master's degree seemed impossible at the time. I was down and overwhelmed with different emotions, but my mother pulled me through it. She told me if I put school on hold, getting myself to go back years later would be much harder to do. She gave me the encouragement I needed, saying that I was a strong individual, and even though it would be difficult, she had faith in me and knew I'd be successful at earning my degree. She told me both her and my father, as well as my younger sister, were there to help out with my daughter the nights I attended classes. If it wasn't for them, this definitely would not have been possible. Working and going to school, all while raising a young child on my own, was extremely difficult at times. Time management alone was a major stressor. Being able to perform mommy duties continuously, complete homework, and still make time for family activities like trips to the park or places like Disneyland was never an easy task. But with the help of my support system, anything was possible, and for that, I am very grateful. After completing the credential portion of my program and 1 master's course, I began thinking about switching my major to digital teaching and learning rather than just education. After speaking with my Aunt Lorraine, who has been an elementary school teacher for over 25 years, as well as a mentor to me throughout my entire program, she convinced me that technology was the way to go. I knew that this degree could make me stand out amongst other applicants, possibly making me more desirable to employers. But more importantly, it would help prepare me for being a teacher in a 21st century classroom, so I made the switch. The first class of my digital teaching and learning program was EDUC 511 with Dr. Jennifer Kordoff. This class was extremely helpful in providing students with a basic breakdown of what the master's program entailed. It opened my eyes to understanding the importance of using technology in the classroom as a means of maximizing student learning. I also learned about professionalism and a great deal about cyber safety, its importance, as well as how to promote it. I learned about great educational tools such as Wordles and live binders. The live binders in particular I found very interesting. I was able to create an electronic binder that contained all of my work and assignments for this course. Lastly, this class required me to determine my personal learning goals of earning my degree, something I never really took time to sit down and write about before. The second class I took was EDUC 512 with Professor Christy Hernandez. Being in this class opened my eyes to how valuable iPods are in a 21st century classroom. Since this was the class that required me to purchase an iPad, I was very grateful that the professor took time going over the basics of using it, as well as requiring us to research some useful apps for both teachers and students. This class really helped me get familiar and comfortable with using the iPad as an educational tool. We were also required to complete fun activities like create our own personal blog, keynote presentations, and tweet weekly about our progress, questions we had, or comments we wanted to make. This class also taught me about things that I honestly had never been introduced to before, such as mail merge, tabs, and creating a web quest. I created a week-long first grade social studies web quest that guided students and helped them develop an in-depth understanding of United States symbols. Upon completion of my web quest, students would have been able to identify and explain the meanings, significances, and physical appearances of 5 symbols that represent the United States of America. I really enjoyed learning how easy it actually is to create a web quest. This is a great tool I plan to incorporate into my future classroom because it allows students the opportunity to participate in a more hands-on, self-discovery type of learning. The third class of my program was EDUC 514 with Professor Bill Selleck, in which I learned all about creating digital videos to use in the classroom. We learned a variety of things like the rule of thirds, 9 different types of shots, lighting techniques, special effects, and video making and editing. Some of our major assignments consisted of us creating commercials and instructional videos using the iMovie app. I really enjoyed this class because not only was it very hands-on, but it also taught me how movie making can be a great way to liven up your classroom instruction. The fourth class of my master's program was EDUC 515 with Professor Timothy McKean. Within this class, we learned about the differences between digital natives and digital immigrants. We also learned about creating audio and video podcasts, screencasting, live streaming, using Dropbox, and creating electronic polls that can be used in the classroom. One of the main assignments for this course was to create a website for my imaginary classroom, which is where all my completed work was uploaded to throughout the entire course. I really enjoyed taking this class because it taught me about so many useful educational tools I can incorporate into my own classroom instruction. The fifth course of my master's program was EDUC 522 with Dr. Jennifer Cordoff. It is amazing how much this class has taught me about unit planning. The course content and all its activities built up to us creating a detailed 4-week unit plan in which technology, Bloom's taxonomy, and Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences were all incorporated. The unit plan I developed was for a first grade social studies class titled Citizens, Symbols, and Songs of the United States. It taught students about being good citizens, symbols of our country, and patriotic songs we still sing today. Along with being informative, this course was also interesting and fun due to more than half of our classes being held through the Google Plus Hangouts. Overall, this class truly helped me develop as a future teacher. By the end of this course, I felt like I had an in-depth understanding of the different intelligences and how to go about being creative in designing activities for each one that will maximize student learning. The skills developed and information obtained from the previously mentioned courses have assisted me in completing EDUC 526 with Dr. Joanne Gilbreth, the capstone class of the Masters of Education Digital Teaching and Learning program. Within this course, we were required to develop and implement an action research plan and create a multimedia portfolio. Because I am not in a classroom yet, I chose to implement my action research plan on a personal issue I have been struggling with for a few years now. I created a weight loss action research plan that consisted of a simplistic approach to healthy weight loss. The plan required daily physical activity and also full awareness of the types and amount of food I was nourishing my body with. After giving birth 2 years ago to my first child, I managed to lose most of the pregnancy weight without any effort. But the stress of being a single parent, working 2 jobs, and beginning a master's and credential program quickly began to negatively affect my weight. My problem statement for my action research study was as follows. By maintaining a healthy diet consisting of 1,200 calories a day and participating in an hour of physical activity 5 times a week for 5 weeks, I will get closer to reaching my weight loss goal of 18 pounds. I was extremely motivated and fired up for the first 2 weeks. I worked out 3 days during the week, twice on the weekends, and planned out all my meals ahead of time to make sure I never exceeded my 1,200 calorie mark. I lost a total of 4 pounds. The 3rd week was a little bit more difficult. I worked out 5 times but only managed to stay under my 1,200 calorie intake 3 times that week. I lost only 1 pound that week. My 4th week ended up being the worst week of all. It was the week of Christmas, and unfortunately, I did not calorie count at all and only worked out twice that week. I ended up gaining a pound back, but my motivation and energy level picked back up my final week, and although I only managed the 1,200 calorie intake 3 times that week, I worked out 5 times and lost another pound. At the end of my 5-week weight loss action research plan, I lost a total of 5 pounds and overall feel better about myself because now I see that if I put the effort and time into losing weight, I can definitely reach my goal. I only have 13 more pounds to go. The multimedia portfolio I created was based off a 3-week first grade social studies unit that incorporates first grade California content standards, technology standards, Bloom's taxonomy, and Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences. Within this unit, students are introduced to the characteristics and responsibilities of good United States citizens, as well as to the symbols and patriotic songs that represent the United States of America. The unit consists of numerous lessons and activities that incorporate all learning styles, guiding students on a quest for knowledge in which self-discovery is promoted and emphasized. One of the activities includes having the students use the My Times app to create an interactive journal of 5 United States symbols in which they will write about, upload pictures to, and record verbal summaries. I created a rubric for this assignment which clearly states how the students' work will be measured. Another activity is for students to first learn the patriotic song Your Grand Old Flag and then create a wordle with the lyrics so they can easily identify the patriotic terminology used within this song. Now that I have completed my digital teaching and learning master's program, I am not only confident and eager to begin teaching in a 21st century classroom, but I am also extremely proud of achieving a major goal I set for myself. It wasn't easy, but with my little cheerleader by my side as my motivation, I did it.